Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We have just reached 500 subscribers on the channel, which is great. It was one of those milestones that I was really aiming to reach, and now that we're there, we're hoping for the next 500 subscribers so we get to 1000. But in today's video, I am going to be focusing on my latest addition to the collection, the AUTOart signature Bugatti Veyron Supersport, the Marinex edition. I believe it's pronounced. Now this, if you haven't seen my unboxing video, it's the video before this one, so please make sure that you go and check that one out. This is now my 6 AUTOart signature Bugatti Veyron. Really trying to grow out the Bugatti collection that I've currently got. I've got my eye on a couple more Veyrons to complete the AUTOart collection, and then I will be doing a video on all of my AUTOart Bugatti models that I've got. But as I've said, we've done quite a few different AUTOart reviews before. Now when you buy an AUTOart signature model, it comes with its certificate of authenticity. So this one, as I say, is the Supersport edition. It gives you the serial number, and I like to display the model with the certificate behind, so it's a really nice touch. And then also when you buy the signature series, you get a little booklet about the model, how many parts this model is comprised of, and I believe this one is just under 400 different metal and plastic parts. So it's not as highly detailed as the likes of the Zondas, the Koenigseggs, and the McLaren F1s that AUTOart have made, where the part counts are, I believe, 700 or 800 different parts. But it is certainly a very nice addition to the collection, and definitely a very highly detailed AUTOart model. So again, as I say, I am trying to grow out the Bugatti collection. I really like the AUTOart Bugatti models. This is a fully opening die-cast model car. This one, as I say, this is not a composite model. This is the older variant of the die-cast models. So this has got some really good weight to it, and it is up there with some of the highly detailed AUTOart model cars. So let's start the review off, and let's start off with the front end of the model. Now I've also got the Bugatti Veyron Supersport WRC edition, so the World Record edition, in its black carbon and orange specification. So it is pretty much exactly the same as that car, just in a black carbon and light blue specification. But again, let's do the review, and there are some subtle differences that I will point out. So the main reason why I really went for this model car is the light blue. So the interior of this model is amazing. I love how the light blue contrasts against the black carbon fiber, where AUTOart have done an incredible job with the carbon fiber. I'm sure you guys can see, if I just zoom in, you can see the level of detail that the carbon fiber that is printed onto the die cast is just exceptional. So the craftsmanship of these models is just absolutely amazing. That's why these models kind of go for even more money than the newer variant of the AUTOart composite models. But again, so let's start off the review. Let's start at the front. So as I say, the exterior finish of the Supersport is amazing. The carbon fiber is absolutely flawless and looks amazing. Really glossy carbon fiber finish. Everything is very nice, and the weave is constant throughout each panel on the model car. So it is absolutely phenomenal, and it gives the exterior finish a really good pop as well. I can't wait to have this with all my other AUTOart Bugattis as well, and then I can show you guys the whole collection. Video coming very soon on that. But again, as I say, you got the iconic horseshoe grille at the front with a very nice metal Bugatti badge stamped on the front of it. Really good details there. Again, such a great level of craftsmanship here. All the openings here are covered in the black metal mesh that AUTOart do. You get this standard on all AUTOart signature models as well. They always go that level above other manufacturers in terms of their exterior detail. The lights are extremely realistic. You've got the daytime running lights, and then you've got different beams on the side, but again covered in a very clear plastic plexiglass as well, so it does look very realistic and very, very nice. So again, as I say, the front compartment does open up as well, and I'll be showing you that detail after I've done the exterior review first. But as I say, coming round the model, let's go round the side compartment. As you can see, the lines throughout the model as well is very nice, and it just looks very realistic. So you've got the line coming over the front bonnet, and then also carries its way through the roof and through the engine bay as well. So AUTOart have really just done an amazing job with this model car as well with their detail. So let's come around the side of the model. Now again, you can see just the carbon fibre work is just phenomenal, and that is done really well throughout the whole of the model car. So the wheels, again, you can't see much detail in regards to the calipers or the discs, but there is a lot of detail there. So because the wheel design is different to the other Veyrons, you can't really see much detail on the calipers, but they're done in this light blue to match the exterior finish, and you've also got the Bugatti text printed across the caliper. The disc is very nicely done, covers the whole surface of the wheel, and it's also, you can see all the ventilation holes in the disc as well. So it's all very nicely done. You've got the Bugatti badge in the middle, and you've got the bolts holding down the wheel as well. So really good details on the wheel. Shame you haven't got the Michelin embossed in the tyre. That would have just completed it. But hey, you know, the AUTOart are very inconsistent with their tyre details. On the Zonders, on the McLarens, I believe, on the Koenigseggs, I believe as well, they do details on the tyres. But on the Veyrons, I haven't really seen much detail. There's kind of on and off with AUTOart with tyre writing and tyre details, but I always think it's that extra level of detail which I like to see on a model car. But again, great design, great detail, and that's my only little bit of criticism there in regards to the wheel and the tyres. So coming around the side of the model, you've got the badge on the side as well, on the lower end of the door. You've got the air skirts at the bottom as well, and you've got the air intake on the side, which is also done in black metal mesh as well. So it's really highly detailed there. So coming round the rear end of the model, so let's start off with the rear wheel. So again, like the front, you can't see much detail. You can just about make out the Bugatti calipers in light blue. But again, the wheel design is very nice, and I would give it a very high score. It would be perfect if it had the Michelin tyre writing on it, but again, that's my only little bit of criticism in that regard. So let's come to the rear end of the model. I mean, from this angle you can really see most of the light blue accents on the model. Again, really like how the light blue lines run all the way across the model. So they're around the air intakes, the engine bay, and around the sides of the model car as well. So again, the rear is probably one of the best angles I think of the Veyron. Again, all these openings here are covered in metal mesh. You've got the iconic quad exhaust pipes, and I'll show you that in a little bit more detail later on. You've got the iconic EB badge at the rear as well. And now for this, for little tips out there, these do tend to start to lift up after a few years, especially on my first Veyron that I've got. I've had that for nearly 13 years now, I'd say, and that's just starting to lift up a bit. So definitely worth trying to find some spares of these on eBay. So they will eventually lift up, and then you can just quickly replace it and you wouldn't even notice. The rear lights are done very nicely, and you've got the brake light as well. The spoiler sits absolutely amazingly within the rear engine bay. So this whole engine bay lifts up. It's actually held on magnetically at the moment. And when I show you guys the interior detail of this model car, I will lift up the engine bay and I'll show you guys the engine in a lot more detail, because it is absolutely a work of art. As I say, it's held down magnetically at the moment, which is quite secure, and it's really good by AUTOart as well, because most of these fully opening die-cast cars, when you kind of move them around, bits start to fall off. So when they're magnetically in position, it's very unlikely that they're going to come up apart. So it's really good details there by AUTOart. It's coming round the other side of the model car. Now I believe on the roof these are called knacker ducts. So they don't suck in air, but the way they're designed, air just funnels their way through and into the engine bay. This is also on the Bugatti Divo as well, and I've got a model of that where they've got these knacker ducts on top of the roof. I really like them. I think they're really cool in terms of their design, and they're extremely efficient in their function and their purpose. So again, the rear designs on the wheel are exactly the same. Good details here, and I say the carbon work is absolutely impeccable. So let's start to open up the compartments on the model and share with you guys some more details on this amazing model car. So excuse my finger, guys, sorry about that, it doesn't stay open, but I just wanted to show you. Oh, hang on, it might just, oh, it's staying open, great. I'll leave it here just in case it falls, I don't want it to slam. But the level of detail here is absolutely incredible. It's all carpeted inside. If I can zoom in and I'll show you guys that. Again, really high levels of detail. As I say, it's carpeted. Even the arms on the side is extremely realistic as well, and the whole mechanisms of it opening and closing is very nicely done. This one stays open as well, which is great. Let's close this back down before it slams, but you just close it down gently like that, and then it falls into place. Very nice. So as I say, the level of detail is just as good from the inside to the outside as well. So let's come round the side and show you some of the interior detail. So I hope you guys can see a little bit more detail there. You can see a fully carpeted footwell for both the driver and the passenger, and the Super Sport logo embossed on the side of the center console. And you've got an awful lot of detail in there that I probably won't be able to show you all of it. But again, as I mentioned, AUTOart signature models have impeccable interior detail. I love all the light blue finishing around the door cards, the seats, the center console. The steering wheel's highly detailed. The center console's finished in very nice carbon printed details with all the buttons, the knobs, the switches. You've got the lever in the middle with the handbrake as well. The seat belt looks realistic, and the pedals as well look amazing. So again, the detail here is extremely realistic, and one which is always constant and consistent in all AUTOart signature models. And coming on to the engine bay here at the Veyron. So what I've done is I have lifted the rear engine cover off. Now the rear engine cover is made from die-cast metal. It's got some really good weight and some really good detail to it as well. And that is held into position by 6 magnets. On the left hand side and on the right hand side, you can see these silver magnetic holders on either side, one here, one there, and one in the middle, and then one on the end as well, which actually secures the rear engine cover onto the body of the model car. And it's quite a good sturdy grip as well. So that's a really good level of detail there by AUTOart. And it's not just on the Veyrons they've done this, they've also done this on the McLaren F1, which I've got for the rear suitcase compartment. That is also magnetic. So it's really good levels of detail there that AUTOart use, which I really like. And that's why I am trying to grow out the AUTOart signature collection. But coming on to the engine bay of the model. So once you've lifted off the rear cover, this is what you will be presented with. A really detailed engine bay. Now I wouldn't say this is as highly detailed as the Pagani's, the Koenigseggs or the McLaren F1s that AUTOart have made, but certainly this is a highly detailed engine bay and is definitely up there with some of the AUTOart models which I've owned. So now all the Veyron bays are kind of the same. This is my 6th Veyron now in the collection from AUTOart. So they are all very, very similar. But again, let's highlight some of the details that we can see around here. So firstly, you've got all the mesh around the sides of the engine bay. Now this is black metal mesh, really good levels of detail here. You can also see all of the different fluid reservoirs that AUTOart have done. So I believe you've got the brakes, the hydraulic, you've got the oil as well, and you've also got the spoiler mechanisms as well. So underneath the model, you have a button which pops up the rear wing, and also you can, if you wish to display the wing as an air brake, you can therefore tilt it upwards and display it like that as well. So this is an active dynamic wing, depending on however way you would like to present it in your collection. I normally just have the wing down, but let me try and give you a closer look on this engine bay. So as you guys know, this is a 16.4 W16 1200 horsepower engine bay, and this is pretty much all you can see. But again, coming off the real car, it is exactly what you would see off the real one. So it is quite authentic, very realistic, highly detailed engine bay. And again, I think AUTOart have done a really, really good job with the engine bay. And if I had to give this out of 10, I'd probably say, based on the real car, a good 8 or possibly even 9 out of 10. But again, this is a detailed engine bay, and it depends how you wish to display it in your collection. If you like to have it exposed or with the rear cover on. But I'll put the rear cover back on now, and we'll carry on with the rest of the review. So that is the end of the review. I've given you guys the exterior and the interior detail. Love to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know whether it was a good addition, whether you would have bought something else, what would you buy next. Always love to hear from you guys in the comments. For me, if I had to give this model a score out of 10, definitely be a solid 8 or 8.5. The little bits of criticism I would give, only minor. I would definitely have some kind of Michelin detail on the tyres. For me, I really like that level of detail, and it's annoying how they do it on some models but not on others. Would have loved it if they would have just been quite consistent throughout all of their models and have a bit of tyre detail on it. But other than that, I think it is extremely realistic, very authentic, and one of the all-time greats by AUTOart in my eyes. So I'll be showing you guys next my AUTOart Bugatti collection, 6 models throughout their whole range of Veyrons, and I can't wait to bring that video to you in the not so distant future. So as I say, please like, subscribe, comment, share the video, and I've got a lot more Bugatti models and other models on pre-order which are yet to come, which I can't wait to share on the channel. As I say, please subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon for more videos to come. Take care.